This is Deepa Bhujbal, and you are listening to WXUT 88.3 FM. Today is Saturday, March 6th, and here is your weekly news update. These stories were researched and reported by student journalists at UT 10 News. Let's begin. Student loan debt crisis is causing friction within the government. UT 10's Michael Sandlin tells us why Biden refuses to relieve part of student loan debt. Biden says $10,000 would be more suitable and will not sign the executive order relieving $50,000 as he wants Congress to pass the plan. The chairman of Political Science Department at the University of Toledo, Dr. Sam Nelson, tells us how relative the value of $10,000 can be.
For a lot of people, $10,000 is the bulk of the debt that they have left to pay. But it also doesn't look like you're forgiving a bunch of debt for doctors or people who took a lot of debt out to get an MBA and are making a lot of money.
Although Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Elizabeth Warren disagree with Biden, saying it's not enough.
$50,000 has more of an effect than $10,000, but it's also obviously 5 times as much money coming out of the federal treasury, and that could have other effects that might crowd out spending on something else.
Studies by LendingTree, MSN Money, and Brookings Institute reveal that student loan debt is now $1.7 trillion, exceeding credit card debt, which is $819 billion. Mortgage loan debt tops with $10.4 trillion. Nelson says the burden of having a huge debt is preventing students from buying a house or going to grad school, as there's a possibility it's affecting future generations. The president says he is looking into other ways of relieving student debt crisis, specifically free community college and earning debt forgiveness through volunteer work. Student loan debt was not included in the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill, and also known as the American Rescue Plan, was passed in the Democrat-controlled House. Although Americans, including college students who file taxes as dependents, might receive a $1,400 stimulus check. An expert in political science, Dr. Sam Nelson says there's still some work left to be done.
So they want to get this done by March 14th, but there's a lot to go. The Senate will have to pass its version. It will almost certainly be somewhat different from the House version. They'll have to match them up and come to some sort of an agreement, and then both the House and the Senate will have to vote on it again. So it's going to be a very busy next week and a half to get this across the finish line.
In an effort to reduce gun violence, Toledo City has enlisted the help of former linebacker Joanne Armour, who's also a Toledo native. Reporter Devin Harrison takes a deeper look.
Of the 2,609 gun crimes annually in Toledo, 30 were homicides caused by firearms. That's where Joanne Armour comes in.
Now that the mayor has taken initiative to address this as a public health issue, which it is, we can provide a more comprehensive approach to solutions.
With social support services, healthcare, and education, as well as violence deterrence programs.
People just want to say gun violence is, that's what it is, gun violence, but it's so more complex.
He says underlying issues consist of domestic violence, mental health issues, and gang violence, to name a few. They also hope to improve the relationship between law enforcement and the Toledo community. But residents like Sayla Strickland, who have witnessed violence firsthand, say it might take more to see real change.
The community needs to get together and stop the violence, all the gun violence and all of that.
However, Armour is hopeful that in time, crime rates will decrease, a change Strickland and so many others wish to see.
Numbers don't lie, and that's how I'll measure my success.
The city of Toledo says that one of the outcomes they like to see with this new initiative is reduced police engagement in high-risk areas due to low violence.
For more information on the city's efforts to reduce gun violence, visit UT10's website, ut10news.com. Several students are upset about the university's decision to hold a virtual graduation for the third time this May ever since 2020. But a group of students are hoping to change the administrators' minds. UT10's Lexi Almaraz reached out to an administrator at the university after she found an online petition having over 2,300 signatures calling for a traditional graduation.
The University of Toledo will be expecting its third virtual commencement in the spring. The university decided that with the pandemic, the safest choice was to have another virtual commencement.
The vice provost of the University of Toledo, Amy Thompson, says,
"It's not a decision that we take lightly. We want our graduates to know that, they're important to us. We're proud of them. We want this experience to be very special for them. But it's not an easy situation in terms of the planning."
They must have time to prepare and produce what needs to be done before the graduation. Victoria Houston started a petition for the upcoming graduates to walk for commencement in the spring. She hopes that the petition allows the university to see how students feel about the decision to be virtual. With the athletes being able to have their events, Houston thinks that the academic achievement should be recognized by being in person.
Every student dreams of walking across the stage, so for that to be taken away from us, while I get COVID is very, COVID has done its damage, but I feel like some considerations can be made to allow for us to still walk across the stage.
Houston wishes the petition will have an impact on the university's decision.
I feel like with the petition, at least there's going to be a conversation around spring commencement in a pandemic.
To make graduation more unique for students, each college is planning to do something special like a drive-in event for graduates in the spring.
For more information, visit their website at ut10news.com. If you're excited to celebrate Easter and keep yourself safe from COVID-19, reporter Cassidy Pruitt tells us how Levis Commons has the perfect event for you. They are organizing a contact-free 17th annual Easter egg hunt. People across every age group can search for eggs that are hidden all over town center until March 17th. You can download an entry form and fill it out with special names found written on the eggs. A winner will be chosen on April 1st to get the Levis Commons Easter Egg Hunt Grand Prize. The prize includes a basket of goodies worth over $100 in value. And moving on to sports, UT10's Normandy Burrow gives us an update about Rocket men's and women's basketball one last time. On Monday, Toledo women took on the Western Michigan Broncos at Kalamazoo.
The Rockets had an early start with Soleil Barnes knocking down a three, giving Toledo a 10-point lead. Quenisha Lockett, Toledo's leading scorer, had another extraordinary game, scoring 30 points. The Rockets were on fire from outside the arc as Sammy McConowitz hit one from long distance. McConowitz finished with 13 points for the Rockets. The Broncos pushed back, but Sophia Wired was able to keep the Rockets up. Toledo secured the win in Kalamazoo, 82-73. The Rocket men traveled to Mount Pleasant on Tuesday to play the Central Michigan Chippewas. Marianne Jackson got the Rockets going early with the triple. The Chips fought, but the Rocket offense dominated the first half, giving the Rockets a 14-point lead. The second half started strong for the Rockets with one from downtown for Spencer Littleson. However, the Chippewas, led by junior guards Michael Murray and Kayla Huffman, fought their way back. The Rockets would drop this game on the road 79-81.
Last night was senior night, and Toledo men went against Ball State University at Savage Arena. The Rockets had 9 points in turnovers, 38 in rebounds, and earned 40 points in paint. The percentages for field goals and three-pointers were 50 and 45.5 respectively. Overall, Rockets secured the win 89-70. Tune in on ESPN Plus as Toledo women face Eastern Michigan University at Savage Arena this afternoon at 2 p.m. The MAC tournament begins on Thursday, March 11th. When the regular season play concludes, we will know who the Rocket men's basketball will tip off against in the first round. And that's it for this week, and thank you for joining us today. This radio script was co-produced with Alec Levine. For more news, make sure to tune in every Saturday at 7:45 a.m. And you can watch UT10 News live every Thursday at noon. For WXUT 88.3 FM, I'm Deepa Bhujbal. Have a great day.